DK Drama, Bird Gang Sports. What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna touch bases on like a touchy subject. You know, some people might not agree with some of the things I'm about to say. Some people might agree with some of the things I'm about to say. But this is basically like a response video, not in a diss form, but just a response video to what Boyz4life just put out. His last video he put out. It was he was just, you know, asking people like, you know, where were they when all of this black on black crime stuff was going on, yada yada yada. Boyz4life, I commented on that video and I asked you, you know, could I respond to that? And like I said, I don't really know you as a person, but I followed you enough to kind of like get a vibe of what type of person you are. And you don't come across as a racist at all, by far. So I feel like I can talk to you about this certain situation, and I feel like it's not about the black on black crime. It's not even about the crime itself. What we were fighting for, or what everybody, me personally, that I'm assuming, being a black man and growing up in a black household, like what I'm assuming is this entire riot is for justice. It's not for no racial. Now, some of these people might be out here on a racial tip. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not for none of that. I don't think violence is the answer. Me personally. It's gotta be a better way. It's gotta be another way to kind of like reverse this whole ordeal. But I do feel like that it's just for justice. Like, the black community or the minorities in all, like, cause if you go to LA and like Miami and even Texas, it's like a lot of Spanish people there, or a lot of Hispanics there, so they kind of overpopulating in certain areas. But they, like I said, you go to LA right now, as far as like the gangs and stuff like that, like the Hispanics are huge, they're humongous, they overpopulate a lot of those areas, so they are looked at as black people as well. They're not black, but it's just the way they are looked at, it's just similar. It's all similar. So what I see is the riots are coming from slavery. Was 400 years, man. They beat, killed, raped, did anything that you could possibly think of to black people. 400 plus years. Like that's unfathomable. Like you can't fathom that. 400 plus years. And to see that, you know, white man with power, you know, still will you know, try to harm some of us, you know, in a certain way. Now, saying that George Floyd committed crimes and did he deserve, for real, did he deserve to get his face smashed into the ground, begging for his life, screaming for his mother? Like, that was just crazy. And what we want is, we want to make sure that this cop don't get away with it. Because a lot of these killings, they get away with it. It's not about the racial side of things, but it's about why the hell are they keep getting away with it, though. Like, you keep getting away with it. It's just like, okay, well, it's like, it's got to be racist because, like you said, black on black crime, guess who going to jail and doing time? Those black people. They're going to jail and they're going to do time. But the white cop kills the black guy and he gets paid leave and he ends up doing no time. Like, that's the part that, me personally, I think that's where it's all coming from. Now, that's just my opinion. Other people got their other opinion. Whoever's out there marching, they have their own. Like, you would have to walk through that march and just survey everybody and get it on camera and like document it like that to really understand what majority is thinking. Like, and then you say you've been to jail, you've been in cuffs, and all of this stuff, but you haven't had no bad experiences with the police. That's you, bro. But bringing it back to the black community. Now, just give me a quick second. I'ma just like as far as my day ones, I can name 5 on my hand. Like, but as far as my day ones, every single last one of us has had a gun pointed on us by a police officer, pulled on us. And this is no exaggeration. It's just what we gotta deal with. Like, it's been like that. Like, and then the older I get, see, when you're younger, you kind of don't understand it. So a lot of those protesters, they do need guidance from older people, because when I was younger, like, I just thought it was some race stuff, and I just didn't see the. But as I get older, and you really start getting into history, you start seeing stuff like, man, this has been going on forever. It's just more modernized now, you know what I'm saying? They can't do how they used to do it back in the day, like hanging people and stuff like that. Like, they can't do that now. So they got to do it in other forms now. But like I said, it's not even more so about, in my eyes, about racism or anything like that. It's more so about, why does this continue to happen? And the police, nothing happens. Nothing happens to them. They get paid leave. Now, I see now, with this particular case, that, the other 4 officers, all of them are getting prosecuted. But is it because of all the riots? Or, I don't know. I don't know. Now, you or another white man, if a police kill any one of you guys, the police need to do the time for the crime, unless they were protecting themselves. You can't just kill someone. You just can't, because we can't do that. You gotta abide by the same laws. That's what we saying. So that's what the riot's coming from, and the looting and stuff. I really don't agree. I don't agree. And I put a clip together. I went to DC and I just got some B-roll, some slow-mo footage, and then I took some footage from, prior times in history, and I kind of smashed those together, and I got a speech from Dr. King where he is also saying he doesn't condone the riots. Like, it's gotta be a better way. It's gotta be a better way. Even though we lost a lot been hurt, and a lot has been sacrificed, it's gotta be a better way. Like I said, Boyz4life, I respect everything that you were saying. I respect it, and I see where you coming from, and then I see a side where it's like, maybe he's blinded from this point, like, as far as it's been 400 years and people were getting hanged, people were getting rocks thrown at them, all kinds of stuff. Families were getting separated. Like, this type of hurt, that type of hurt, it's real. You imagine your brothers, if you got any brothers or sisters, and just getting stripped away from your family at the age of 10, 12, from your mom and dad, you don't even know where you're going. And then you getting whipped because you don't want to go. And then your mom and dad is getting whipped as well because they don't want you to go. Or hung, or any, and then to see, white cops, not white people, but white cops, kill certain people, certain black people, or any other people, any other race. See them kill and then not get prosecuted and get paid leave. That's just not fair, man. That's just not fair. And with these riots, they just a result of people tired, man. People tired. But check the clip out and just listen to what Dr. King was saying about the whole riot situation. Because, I kind of feel 100% the same way. But yeah, this your boy DK Drama, Burger and Sports. And I'm out.
Let me say, as I've always said, and I will always continue to say, that riots are socially destructive and self-defeating. I'm still convinced that non-violence is the most potent weapon available to oppress people in their struggle for freedom and justice. I feel that violence will only create more social problems than they will solve, that in a real sense it is impractical for the Negro to even think of mounting a violent revolution in the United States. So I will continue to condemn riots and continue to say to my brothers and sisters that this is not the way. Continue to affirm that there is another way. But at the same time, it is as necessary for me to be as vigorous in condemning the conditions which cause persons to feel that they must engage in riotous activities as it is for me to condemn riots. I think America must see that riots do not develop out of thin air. Certain conditions continue to exist in our society, which must be condemned as vigorously as we condemn riots. But in the final analysis, a riot is the language of the unheard.